And my classroom was just adjacent to the entrance to the JCC. And one of my students, Kyla Dahari, brought her 10-year-old daughter to paint with us that day. And we're painting and having a good time, and I heard a sound that to me sounded like a jackhammer. They were repairing something at the JCC. Gala said, "No, we are under attack." This is the woman who spent a good deal of her life in Israel. And she even said, "It sounds like a newsie." Gala proceeded to protect us with the furniture in the room. She went into the protection mode. I took her child, put her in a corner of the room and covered her with my body. And Gail called 911. Seeing that I was a curious person, when the shooting seemed to stop, I went out and looked down the hallway, and I saw the shooter in profile shooting down the hallway. My first thought was, oh my God, this is real. Gayla was in a protection mode, and she started to pull down shades and barricade the room. We could see out of the window onto Rinaldi Street, I think it was Rinaldi, I'm not sure, and saw a man with a gun run by. I assumed, in my nativity, that it was all over. I was wrong. I ran out of the room and saw the receptionist bleeding, and she said she was okay. And I looked down the hallway, and I saw a child lying in a pool of blood. He was several yards and in sight of the open door to the entrance to the JCC. I ran to the child, knelt down, and tried to stop the bleeding, held his hand, and spoke to him. I said I would stay with him till his mommy got there. I asked his name, and I couldn't understand a word he said. Then Gayla came out, and she brought something that we could help stop the bleeding with. And she also had new first aid, and she helped me with it. I looked around, and I could see right out of the JCC entrance, and I could see the firemen standing there with the gurney and the police, and I'm screaming, "We're losing him, we're losing him." I'm very loud when I can be, and I was probably crying, as hopefully I won't do right now. The paramedic named Todd, and I keep forgetting his last name, I don't think he's here today, heard me, and he broke all the protocol of the department and came running in and saved Todd. And the police dragged me out. There were children being deposited on the lawns of the neighbors across the street. And I sat with them and tried to play games with them. And then I went and banged on the doors of some of the neighbors and asked for water and cookies or anything for the children. The kids were then taken by the police to a safer place. I was led back to the crowd and told one of the cops that I saw the shooter. They took me to a trailer and had me identify the weapon. And since I'm an artist, they asked me if I could draw a picture of what he looked like. I really couldn't, because when I glanced down the hallway, looked down the hallway, my focus was on the gun. The child on the floor is Ben Kadish. He was 5 at the time. He is now recovered and is living a normal life. But like most middle-class urban women, I've never seen an assault weapon or heard it, and I will certainly never forget it. And I shudder every time I hear certain loud voices to this day, after 20 years. Thank you.